Hello, hi dancer. Welcome back to Dance Colleges and Careers. I'm your host, Brittany Noltimier, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. This is our 50th episode, so I have a special surprise for you. I'm unveiling the FAME method. This is the method I use to teach students how to finally learn how to use their stage presence and overcome barriers, making them feel insecure for competition. What is the FAME method? FAME is my 4-step recipe to owning the stage. It's about first impressions, real expression, purpose, and shining bright. First, we have foundation to nail the walk and posture, authenticity to find 3 song perfect facials, motivation, connecting to the story and dial up energy, and elevation, own it with royal confidence. The judges don't just score the moves, they score you. And this FAME method is to help you be seen as the total package. So let's get started. Step 1 is creating a solid foundation. This includes how you are set up for success, how you come prepared, what you do before you've even started your dance, before your routine. So this is our preparation, this is our entrance, and up until our beginning pose. Episode 48, I teach you how to master your onstage walk. We go into depth about how to walk, how to hold your body, your posture, and your expression. So I highly encourage you to go back and check out episode number 48. You can just find it if you go to my website, brittanyNoltimier.com/48. It'll bring you right to that first impressions podcast episode or YouTube video, whatever you like to watch. And you can even download a free worksheet to help make sure you are following all the steps to really set you up for success. So that onstage walk is important, but in this, we're talking about stage presence. And what I like to include is that stage presence is our face, but it also includes our whole body. So in that onstage walk, we need to have good posture. We need to have expression with our face, even though it might not match our solo exactly because you might be entering in the dark. So then you just need to enter with confidence. It's not about the face. Or you might be entering with a different song that is totally a different style than what you'll be dancing to. So if you were to enter to, I had a feeling inside my bones, like a peppy song, and you're about to do a contemporary dance, it might feel very disjointed or strange for you to enter with your solo face or a big smile or however that's going to work for you. But the basis of the FAME method is that you are set up for success before you've even walked on stage and that you are actively practicing it. Practicing it in school, in the dance studio, and during your routine. So we want to make sure we are practicing how our appearances, our presentation, our hair, makeup, outfit, our clothing, our walk on stage, the way we hold ourselves before we get to the place, before we have arrived, and then also our expression to show that solid confidence before we've even begun so that you can say, I'm here, judges. I've got something amazing for you. And that will set them up for an eagerness and excitement to see what you have to offer rather than holding back and making us go, okay, so already giving feedback on that first walk. We want to see you come out with a bang, with confidence. The more you do that, the more it can resonate and be felt throughout the rest of your piece. A quick example, think of if you're doing a pirouette. If you do not have a solid foundation, a solid preparation into the turn, you are probably not going to have a very good turn, okay? Unless you started in a different weird position, but you have prepped it. If you are advanced and you can get in and out of moves with different transitions, that's very different than not being set up for success. So when you set up for that pirouette, your arms are in place, your legs are in place, you're engaging through the core, through the booty, and you are placed so that you can go right up on top of that supporting leg to support yourself through the pirouette. So allow yourself to be supported from your foundation, from your preparation, and from the work you do before that first step even happens. Step 2, authenticity. This is the meatiest chunk of the fame method because this is where you are given the answers of what you should be doing with your face and to your song. So we break it down into different genres. And then with that, I break it down into the types of stories we should be telling. So whether you are dancing to an instrumental song or if you are dancing to a joyful jazz dance, there are different formulas you can use so that your facial expressions match exactly what you should be doing. And I think that's one of the hardest things about facial expressions is just knowing what it should be. We are so afraid to be wrong, to be vulnerable, that we choose to do nothing. We choose to have a straight face because we're so afraid of looking dumb, of looking stupid. But the truth is, if you allow yourself to do this homework that we do in our authentic step, then you will be able to confidently say, oh, with this dance, this is what my personality should be. And then start to choreograph in moments where you can nail that and connect on a higher level to your piece and allow your judges to say, the storytelling in this piece is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for inviting us into your story. And then if you go back to episode number 49, that's where we talk about where if you allow yourself to be a human, to be more genuine with your facial expressions, you are allowing your audience, your judges in. And that can only help when it comes to your scoring, because technique is technique. Technique is on a number scale, but your likability score can go up and down if you offer genuine personality, genuine connection with your audience, with your judges. Then it allows you to be more authentic and gives you some bonus points when it comes to that score sheet. So if you follow along, I do have a quiz that you can take where you can insert your song and learn what your exact expression should be, whether that's the overarching expression or maybe a couple different faces or the story of what you're trying to present to your audience. So if you are wondering right now, what should my face be? You can go take that quiz. It is episode number 50. So just go to my website, brittanyNoltimier.com/50, and that's where you can take that quiz to answer the question of what should my face be doing? This section gets a little bit longer as well because you don't have to learn every single lesson for your song, right? There is a different step depending on what your genre of music is. So I can't tell every single one of you right now to go read your lyrics and match your expression exactly to the lyrics. Sometimes that's really necessary. Sometimes you don't need to do that at all. What if you have an instrumental piece? Then what should you do? If you have an instrumental piece, that's when we touch base with a lot more of how does it sound? How does it make you feel? And what type of story, what type of motivation can we create as the artist, as the dancer, to allow our audience in and let them see a story? Then there are other songs that are not a story at all. And that's perfectly fine. Not every song has to have a story, but what is the motivation? What is your inspiration? And what, most importantly, what do you want your audience to feel when they're watching you? Do you want to make them feel sad? Do you want them to feel sorry for you? Do you want them to feel hopeful? Do you want them to feel inspired? What is the end game? And how can you help your audience get there? That moves directly into point 3, which is motivation. But now, what is the motivation behind what you do? This step can be tricky because we can get extremely advanced with this and maybe even very mature. Okay, so maybe you're like 9 and you cannot relate to your song. That's totally cool. We can be 22 years old and still not relate to our music. So there are specific questions we just need to ask. Who are you? Who are you in this piece? Are you a specific character? Do you have a relationship with the singer? Are you fictional or non-fictional? Are you just you? Like, am I dancing as Brittany, as the dancer? This is where we need to start asking some questions. Write down your answers. I don't even want to say what's our story because that is an intimidating question. I know. I ask, what's your story? And I promise you, barely anybody ever will respond to me. It's just, I can see fear and shaking inside. It's okay. It doesn't have to be that difficult. But really, what's our motivation? What's the goal? What are we trying to accomplish? What is the beginning, middle, and end of our story? Let's use the example of Kung Fu fighting. So this is a fun one because it's definitely more lighthearted, but you could be having legitimate fights in the song or even karate type movements. So what happens at the end of this fight song? Do you win the fight or do you lose the fight? That is where we need to start. We start in reverse. So let's say Kung Fu fighting and we are the winner of this fight. Okay. So we're the winner. That means at the end, we are strong. We are proud. We're not meek and shrinking into the stage. We are strong. We're the winner. So let's go back. Then we have a section in the middle where we're probably battling someone. This could even be an internal struggle, or it can be a battle, literally punching and fighting another dancer or the air. Then if we go back to the beginning, something has to happen for this fight to start, right? So we ended by winning the fight. There was the fight. And then the beginning, why was there a fight at all? We don't want to just start kicking around. What could have happened? Maybe we bumped into something. Maybe we found something on the floor that is like a big weapon and it turns into a fight. I don't know. It can be anything. And it doesn't even have to be that visual. But you as the dancer, you have to do this homework. You have to know what happens in the beginning so that you can get to the end. Otherwise, we're just dancing for random reasons and it is superficial. And the judges feel that it's superficial. So when you start to ask yourself these questions, it allows you to just think a little bit more about what we're doing rather than just about steps. By thinking about it, we understand where some of the important elements are. And finally, step 4, elevation. Bring it home like a star. This is where you elevate your performance to be better than you've ever been before. Not because you're adding aerials to your dance or more turns, or now you can do more pirouettes at once, but because you have a bigger and better understanding of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you have a purpose. Purpose is what keeps you going. Purpose allows you to be a part of something bigger than just the steps. And there you have it. That's the FAME method. Foundation, authenticity, motivation, and elevation. By putting these 4 steps together, it teaches you to perform with purpose, which allows you to dance longer, happier, and with confidence. I just truly love this topic because in the end, we're creating stronger, more confident dancers just by learning how to fix your face. By learning what the face should actually be doing, it allows you to gain confidence to not only score better on stage, but to feel more in tune with yourself, to be less afraid when you're in your dance studio at home. Because you've learned these little parts of the FAME method, you can be bigger than the bullying that happens in the studio. You can be bigger than the dancers who say, I'm not going to perform with a smile. I'll do that when I hit the stage. You get to be better than that. And by practicing it in the studio, by being aware of all these steps, you will be better. And you will go out with so much more confidence that it will make the other kids in your class go, whoa, where did that come from? And that's where the bullying happens in class. But when you come out ahead, that gets squashed really quickly. When you learn what the bigger picture is and how important what we do is, then you understand that those bullying you are not really bullying you. They are talking out of their own insecurities. And soon they'll be looking up to you. Thanks for sticking with me to 50. And here's to 50 more. So be brave, tell your story, and own the stage.